So this is the second part of the arduous phase of making the plants look good. Plants tend not to grow vertically on the side of mountains. Some plants like to nestle. Some plants don't. No, mountain, road. I'll move that one. Those are too clumped. Oops. I stuck him in the floor. Okay, bring it back up. Like that. There we go. And just make sure he's not doing anything weird to the floor. Either like that, which would look bad, or like that, which would look great. No, that's not so bad actually. But having with at least some rootage in the floor. And of course, by spraying, you have that randomness in your rotation, in your scale. So there's a slight variation in everything you've just planted down here. That is too much. And I want them out of the clearing. I don't want anything in this clearing. I don't want anything in the pool later. I've got plans for that later. I don't know what they are yet, but I'm pretty sure I do. Because as I said, I'm just kind of creating on the fly. I don't have a predetermined map that I'm building towards. I'm building as I go because I want you to be able to build as you go as well. See, I've just accidentally grabbed that tree, so I'm just going to pop him back where he was, because I was a bit hasty with my clicks. But what was I saying? Oh yeah, I don't have a predetermined destination. I don't have an ideal map that I'm building towards that I spent hours and hours making. I have no idea what this map's going to look like when it's done. I'm just picking things that look cool, because that's how I play with things like this. Too many trees, too many plants here, so I'm going to thin them out a bit. Don't get rid of you. You can stay. You're digging into the tree. Don't like that. Move you out. You just come on, break it up, lads. You are also intersecting the tree. You're very naughty. There we go. There we go. Now this is a bit harder to do, ironically, than big old trees, because there's just so many of these little guys. I think we need to thin them out a bit, because I want more than one type of plant in this forest. So I'm just going to axe a few now. Just get rid of them like this. Because you put too much of the same thing in one person's eyesight, and their brain will just identify it straight away. You know, it's like pattern recognition. You don't even know you're doing it half the time. It just it just happens in the background. Now I don't want any plants growing in this area yet. I got plans for that as well. Not that I know what they are yet. I just know that I want something cool there. I want something cool over there. I want something cool up there. And I want them to be connected. Off the path. I'll move you over there. Oop. Well, that's an interesting thing that's just happened. I'm going to go over that now because it's just happened. It's fresh in my mind. And I'm going to cover it right now because it's important. Right. Delete that. We're going to go to a flat bit outside our map because I don't want any interference right now. When you place down an entity into the world, like so, it will find the floor based upon its own pivot points when it was created. If you bring in something, and as long as it's attached to your cursor, it will find the floor. If you hold down the shift button, you can place multiple examples of the same object down, and it will find the floor. Like so. It doesn't give you a nice spray, but even through the spray finds the floor. as you can see. Now, if you extract an item, it will no longer find the floor. It will remember its plane. This is to allow you to create constructs or prefabs. And you just might not want it leveling up to the floor plane. Also, if you bring a new entity in and move it near another entity, it will find that as the floor. And so you'll end up with things like this. Okay? Which is just, it's not good. That's another advantage of being able to extract. Because if you extract on a flat plane, extract on a flat plane, when you place things down, you don't find new levels. So there's a reason for it. It is a good thing. You just have to be mindful of what you're doing. How that affects the game is when you're moving things around the forest, things that you've placed down, you purposefully do not have a level floor. So you extracted this, moved it across, it gets eaten by the floor. Even the widget controls, it gets eaten by the floor. So if you move something, you have to make sure you put it back to its right level. Otherwise, you might end up with things that float, or things that are half under the ground. If something goes too far under the ground, the GameGuru will tell you by giving it a bounding box. And so you get back out and you can see yourself. Now if you see a bounding box, it means the thing on your cursor shouldn't be there because it's completely submerged into the floor. If you accidentally place it, that is actually placed under the floor. You'd have to select it again with a group tool and then drag it upwards to find it again. Best not to do that in general. Another little trick you can use when placing entities is if you have your entity selected from the side menu, so you're finding the floor level, hold down Shift so you can place entities without losing it, and then hold down R. You set it up rotating, okay? Still fanning the floor. You can then left click indiscriminately where you want flowers to go or plants, and they will not all look identical because they all have a unique rotation. It would be mathematically improbable to have plants placed down this way all look the same. Not impossible, but if that did happen, that would be really weird. I'm sure I had trees here a minute ago. Where's my trees gone? Well, my trees have fallen victim to scope. And by that I mean, when you click and drag and select things, you've got to make sure you're selecting the things you want to select. Because my trees appear to have been caught up in a rogue select and accidentally deleted, which reinforces my earlier point of save regularly and save often. If I was to revert to my last save, I'd have buried trees and no bushes. So I've already broken my own rule of not saving regularly, which I will do now in an iterant. So tutorial 1.1 becomes tutorial 1.2, because if my computer crashed at this point, I would lose that save file, and that would be bad because my earlier save file has, as I've mentioned, buried trees and no bushes. So I need to save more regularly than that, which actually helps the course of this tutorial because it's designed to teach good practices, which would have been useful, but it's no big deal because I can just plant some more trees. Hooray! There we go. And now we are already well versed in making them look good, and there's only 3. I'll have this done in a few minutes. See, development's all about the unexpected, and you just got to roll with it. Pick yourself up, dust yourself off, carry on, like that. Let's move in a bit further back actually. His roots are sticking out all over the place. Very untidy guy. He's on a little hill though, that'll make it awkward. But yeah, that's not so bad actually. Alright, your turn. Oh, good. Who else is you? Yep. Okay, cool. So, trees restored to health and vitality. I will spray a few more plants here. Oh dear, just too compacted. Spray a few, still too compacted. Spray a few plants here. Get rid of the stragglers. Not you. Not you. Gone. Ooh. Not you. You then. I get rid of. See, when you have such a clustered scene, it makes this a bit dangerous. So you get a bit closer. Select individually. There we go. I'll just check with the roots. Yeah, you're a bit close, and you're a bit too close. I'll put you there. Just check you on the floor, and I'm gonna leave you. Yeah, it's a bit crazy over here. Just thin the herd. There we go. Yep. Alright, I like that. So, I'm going to save. You don't have to iterate every time, just regularly enough that if you lose your save file, it's not a total loss. And we'll test the game. We'll see what our world looks like from the player's perspective. Well, from the player's perspective, it looks like I'm outside. So I'll come out again. I'll find what just happened. My game player start icon appears to have removed. Of course, because I moved it earlier on. And we'll try that again. See, I don't edit mistakes out of my videos. Everyone makes mistakes. The trick is recovering from them. There's nothing wrong with making mistakes. That's how we learn. That's how we learn. And this looks nice. I'm liking this. Yep. Lovely dense forest. Little bits of green. Looks like, I don't know what that is. But yeah, it's very nice. And I shall stop the video here. Ready for the next bit.